Hey, thanks so much for joining us on Lead, Grow, Live. This week we have Becky Phares of the Body Initiative. Becky founded the Body Initiative, and it's one of Lafayette's really a prized possession in the community. I want you to listen to how she talks about meeting people where they are and walking with them through their journey of health and learning how to work with their bodies. You're going to love this episode. Here it is. It is so good to have you in the studio. Thanks for coming in.
Of course, Jeff. I'm so excited to be here.
It has been a long time since we actually worked together and got you going. I love what you do. You help so many people. So tell me how you got started with the Body Initiative.
Okay, so Pilates, about 20 years ago, I never even heard of that word. I was doing another job and I would go around and interview people. And I just so happened to interview a person that did Pilates. So that was like my very first introduction into this new world. Yeah. And then I was let go of the job. And this was probably about 20 years ago. And I was like, well, what am I going to do now? I have a college education that I never used and, a want and a need to do something to help my community. And so I was like, well, let's look into Pilates. What does that look like and how can I be a part of it? And so I started this journey, and it's a long journey to become quote unquote certified as a Pilates instructor. So I figured out how to do that. I made it happen. And then I worked for people for several years and I made a lot of people a lot of money. And then I was like, well, what can I do for myself and for my family to not only make myself some money, but also to help, the Acadiana area. So I opened up the Body Initiative Pilates studio inside of a shared space. Yeah. About 6 years ago. And then me and my husband bought a building that was the old Fast Signs building.
I remember it well.
Yeah. And so those big, beautiful garage doors that they used to drive in big trucks to wrap them, we now have almost art installations inside those garage doors. So my space is very, very cool, very unique, and very Lafayette. And so we are now running not only Pilates studio, like kind of private training, but we also now cater to group performance sessions. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So I enjoy that because I can help more people at one time.
Yeah. So you have members or they all are individual clients?
It's both. So I can see personalized care. So if someone has, let's say, an issue, scoliosis, low back pain, shoulder pain, that's the kind of people that I need to see privately.
Got it.
And so once we attack the issue, we come up with certain things to do with that person. Then they become a member potentially on the group performer side. So that way they can safely work out and still cater to their body. And it's a little bit more, cost effective when you start with the group. Exactly. So it just depends on your wants and your needs. We can cater to whatever that is.
So how rewarding has this been going through this journey, of identifying that Pilates is a way to serve and really support the community, to now you have the Body Initiative and you're bringing in folks and working with people's back pain and everything else. It's got to be
amazing because, first and foremost, I'm supporting my family, helping support my family. Yeah. And so I can do it in a way that not only financially serves me, but also helps the community. And I say that because we really do that.
You do, yeah.
With Pilates in general and with my specific knowledge of the human body, we're able to get people moving again. So we do what's called goal-oriented movement. So for instance, if you would come in and say, Becky, I can't get up off the floor by myself whenever I stand up. And I'm scared to get off the floor, so I never get down on the floor. I'm like, well, I know exactly what exercises that I can give this specific person to help that specific goal. Another goal would be like, I just, need to move my spine better because I take part of a rotational sport like pickleball or tennis. I'm like, I have the exact exercise that I can give. So it's been so rewarding because once people identify that movement helps them, then they keep coming back. And then they share the stories with me. And I'm like, I actually did something today. I really, really helped somebody.
Absolutely. And that is where I'm at. It's got to fuel you and feed you and go about.
It absolutely does. It really does.
I love that. So now that you're growing, how many associates do you have working with you?
Well, I have 3 instructors currently working, and I'm not saying for me because I
with
think
you, yeah.
with me is a very important term because they actually own their own business inside of my business.
Got it.
And the reason that's important to me is because every time I worked for somebody, they were able to reap most of the benefits, right? So I give them an opportunity to basically just rent inside my space.
Yep.
And what that does, they own. And when you own, you do better, you know. So I can mentor them and I can give them help, but in fact, it's their own initiative that will drive their personal business. And we also have massage therapists that work inside the space. And again, they are not my employees. They just like if you would own a strip center, they just so happen to rent inside the building. So my goal for the space in general is more of a wellness center instead of just like, oh, we just do, Pilates. But so it's been very invigorating to see the crossover of the clients from Pilates to massage and vice versa.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It is.
But you got to get out and tell that story. So
Yes.
hopefully, somebody will hear that and understand
Absolutely
what you're growing there.
Yes.
I also like the contractor type work. I think of it like hair salon, right?
Exact same.
Yeah. And so they're there promoting themselves, doing that. Do you do any of the centralized scheduling? Do you do any marketing?
Yes.
I guess you do.
So whenever there's kind of two ways on the Pilates side to work with me, you can own your own business and you are your own boss. So if you wanted to go at midnight on Tuesday evening, if there's available space, you can work then. So I think that gives them the authority to make their own schedule. And I like them making their own schedule because it works for them. Yeah. And that's when you see private clients. Now, it becomes to where I need to be centralized whenever it's the group performer classes because there is a set schedule. I need this person at this time doing the things, and that's a little bit different. So you can get the both worlds in that aspect. And sometimes your private clients turn into groups, and your groups, hey, I need a little bit more attention. Let's step back and go into the private realm.
Yeah, but y'all are working together.
Together.
It's all for the good of the customer. And I've seen that from a distance. Yeah, I love hearing it. I want to kind of go back, so you've been in this space. Mm-hmm. That's a risk. Mm-hmm. You took a risk, you invested in that, and it's really started to work out.
Absolutely.
Right? Where do you see it going? And how did you go just piece by piece to get where you are right now?
About 3 years ago, I identified a problem. My schedule was full and I could not help more people.
Yeah.
There has been a trend of group reformer classes, and several studios in this area does it. And so it's one of those things that there's hesitation because I was like, seeing more people, what risk does that involve? Mm-hmm. Financial risk, also risk to the clients. When you see more people at one time, you have to make sure that you really know what you're doing. Yeah. Otherwise, things can happen. So we had to assess the risk. And finally, I was like, listen, I know what I'm doing. I'm a really good, not to toot on my own horn, but I'm telling you, I am a good teacher. Yeah. And so from there, then I had to figure out how can I make this a reality. And so the business or the building that we bought had a huge warehouse space. And my husband was storing his boat there. And I said, listen, dude, I love you, but the boat has got to go.
That's hilarious.
So we did this really huge makeover on that side. And my husband and I, that's what we do. We are DIYers to the core. We redid several houses. We did this business. And he's also my maintenance manager. He's all the slashes, maintenance manager / business owner, all the things. So we put the time and effort into that side, and we bought a bunch of reformers, and we made that a reality. But we really had to address the problem. We need to see more people,
That's right?
Yeah. And so I love that we are able to do that now. Some of the things that are holding me back at the moment is lack of teachers. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing that I'm working on right now. I am teacher training one of my clients, which I love that it's coming from within the house.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful.
And she's amazing. And I have another teacher that works. She's a beautiful teacher, and she's loud like me and she can get her point across. And then I have this other sweet lady that likes to see morning clients. So working all together to establish this really big group setting, but in a way that's accessible, that's local, that's friendly, but the bottom line is helping people.
Amen. Yeah. Differentiate between teacher and Pilates instructor, because I don't know.
Yeah, well, you can know what you're doing, but not be able to teach. And I think that is not.
That is huge.
Yeah. And I have found that is one of my gifts. If I know how to do something, I can teach it. But not everybody can do that. And listen, having kids in school, they just had some teachers that they resonate very well with, and some teachers that could be very, very smart, but they never learned from. And it's like, oh, I got this teacher. I'm like, it doesn't matter. You still got to learn, what a parent will say. But I have found that I have a gift of teaching. So I'm trying to establish that within the house. How can you have that beautiful gift of being able to tell someone how to do something and really get them to understand? And I know this sounds silly, but right and left.
Oh, no. Because you're teaching, you have to use the opposite, I guess.
Right. And this is the funniest thing and my favorite part. We used to be where the old Chick-fil-A was. Our house between the old Chick-fil-A and a bank. So instead of saying right and left, I would say either face the chicken or face the money. And it was just, it resonated with everybody. You can have the best outcome in an exercise class, but if you're not enjoying yourself while you're working out, you don't necessarily go back. So another thing about the industry that I'm very passionate about is really resonating with the person that you're teaching. So yes, they are my clients. Yes, they are paying me for a service, but we have fun.
Yeah.
We create community. We enjoy ourselves. And that's what makes people coming back to the classes.
That brings them back. Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. And they're getting the outcome that they desired, and you're helping them move forward in life.
Absolutely.
Right? I love that.
Yay.
And thanks for that, because all right, so when I was in the military, I used to have to teach certain things.
Right.
So let's say I'm certified in IV, given an IV. Well, I wanted to teach my Marines, so it's all about see one, do one, teach one. And I believe that when you can teach it, then you know it.
Right. Agreed.
Right? But it's not just teaching, it's did they receive it? Right? You know what I mean?
For sure.
So what's next for the Body Initiative, on this growth plan?
So one of the things that I want to grow with is healthcare professionals where we share.
Yeah.
So once you are released from something, whether it's like surgery, PT, we are a safe space in between normal everyday activity and working out, or, whatever's in between that. And then in addition to that, let's say all of your goals get achieved, then we start working out. Then we start becoming even better versions of ourselves than we were prior to whatever happened to create an injury or whatever the case is. Even if it's a pregnancy or if it's just, I'm getting older and I haven't moved in a while. Whatever the case is. So we're trying to grow the community in, hey, I've done the surgery, or I don't want surgery and I need to try movement. Whatever the case is, we are a great place to make that happen.
Yep. So truly being a resource for the community, for individuals, and for people who can refer people to you.
Absolutely.
Yep, got
Absolutely.
it. See it. All right. So I raised my hand when you said I'm older and not moving enough. Give me a workout plan. Tell me where to start when it comes to Pilates.
Pilates is the perfect place to start because there are so many things that you can do that's safe for your body. I get a lot of people that, hey, I'm newly retired. I've been working at an office job for 30 years and my back hurts. I can't move. I've gained a little bit of weight. Everything hurts when I wake up in the morning. What happens in Pilates is we are able to lay the client down on a table and everything is relaxed. And they get to start from a place of, I'm comfortable and everything's going to be okay. And then we build upon that. So we also are very uniquely equipped with all of these crazy apparatuses that Joseph Pilates has made. And so we work out with spring tension. And spring tension is very unique to Pilates. And sometimes more springs makes an exercise easier. And sometimes it makes an exercise harder. It just depends on the orientation you are on the equipment. And another thing is that whenever you have different body types laying them down on the reformer, like we have very different body types.
Yeah.
So you have to have a trained eye to see what kind of spring tension that you need, even just starting out of the gate compared to what I need. And the machines offer support. Instead of just, standing up inside of a gym, we offer support throughout my body and my voice and the equipment. So support is a big one. So there's things and exercises that you can do on the reformer, regardless of where you are in your journey. And the straps and the springs support you. So you can pick your legs up over your head easier than if you would just do it without the equipment. So it's all about support. And then once you've established the support, you have a relationship with the equipment, then we can potentially make it harder.
Got it. So there is a resource for me.
Yes.
So you said something though, and I don't know if it's me or everybody in the world, but like moving, just getting up from sitting down, I'm so much more stiff than I used to be. Is that, is it normal? Or
it is very normal because you've probably slowly and steadily decreased your movement patterns over a period of time. And this is my favorite way to understand that. I have 3 girls. And if you watch my kids watch television, they do gymnastics while they watch TV.
Yeah.
So for instance, my little one, she's 10, and she will watch television in a headstand. She will do a back bend. She will do some rolls on the couch. And I love it. I'll say, hey, you rock and roll on that couch, no problem. Where when me and my husband watch TV, we couch potato it, right?
Yeah.
So we slowly decrease movement as we age. And it's not because we're old and we're stiff. It's only because we have stopped moving as much.
Yeah.
Right.
You think we look for more comfort as we get older?
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
So for instance, when's the last time you sat on the floor?
Oh, it's been a while.
Right? My kids sit on the floor every day, like, in school. They're like, okay, let's
all. Yeah, they do.
They do.
You're right.
And they never walk a straight line. So if we're going from my car to Rouse's, they're going to ride on the side of the buggy. They're going to walk on the balance beam. They're going to use the curb as a balance beam. You know what I'm saying? They have fun and they play. So they don't need Pilates as much as we do because they already have it in their everyday life.
Yeah, and they also have the energy. Right.
Agreed. But they also have the energy because they're moving.
They're moving. And then so if we move more,
you'll
if we get into it, you'll have more energy.
Yeah.
And then it's just
100%.
Oh, I think I might need to. One, do y'all work with men and women?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I know that I need to find the right thing for me at my age. And I really do appreciate you saying that. Look, yeah, you could do that. But what if I'm a little scared?
Well, I'll be honest with you. A lot of people are nervous to come in to do something. And they give me the thoughts of, A, I'm not flexible enough. B, I don't look like somebody else in the class. C, I'm just nervous about using the equipment. And so I think what I would love to give people the opportunity to do is to be nervous in a safe space because it is nerve-wracking doing something new. And I'll be honest with you, I mostly work with women. It's just the nature of the beast. But a lot of wives had made their husbands come to class at just doing like one private, just come in and just see.
Yeah.
And then those men have stayed with me longer than some of their wives just because they feel damn good after they take class.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, wow, this really can help me. And another thing is that they're like, oh, well, I'm not fit enough to do Pilates or I'm not flexible enough to do Pilates. And my answer to that is, what do you think it's for? Like, we are there to help anything that you have a problem with. So whether that's individualized sessions, which I can totally do that for you, or just taking it into the group class and seeing what fits. But I do want everyone to understand that we are here to help you wherever you are.
Yeah, meet them where they are.
Yeah, meet them where they are.
Walk with them.
And I think that's important. And that's one of the things that we really do well at, as opposed to other, studios that are just more fitness based and we're just coming to work out. Now I can do that too. Like if you just want to come and work out and get sweaty and tone and lift some heavy things, we can make that happen. But it's all about meeting my client wherever they are and figuring out whatever the goals are, no matter what you look like, no matter what kind of fitness shape you're in, we are there to help and to make you have a good time.
I love what you've done. I love what you did with the building. I remember when it was vacant. How has this impacted your life? I know with the 3 girls, with Bo, you're busy enough, right? Mm-hmm. Was this sort of a lifestyle business that you've created, or
yes?
How have you managed all of it?
I'll be honest with you, it's hard.
Yeah,
because as I've noted, I'm a great Pilates instructor. I'm not the best business owner. Which is 2 very different hats to wear. And I'm glad you recognize that, because I do.
A lot of people that they're technicians, right? Mm-hmm. And you could be a physical therapist and be a technician,
right? But
you also have to either manage and lead. So, tell me about that challenge.
It's a struggle. So, for instance, this morning, I needed a QR code so people can scan. And then I had like a free trial for the QR code, and the QR code said, okay, now you have to buy the membership, which I'm like, okay, of course I'm gonna buy the membership.
I got a resource for you.
Please, I might need it. And so I spent, when I should have been getting ready for this, all morning trying to get in touch with because the QR code would not work even after I bought the membership. And so like, what did I do? Password, email, and then I want to talk to someone, and the chat just would not allow me to talk. And so like I'm saying, I'm about to close so I couldn't get a person, and it's annoying. Yeah. That's why I like being a local business, because if someone wants to talk to me, they can call me. So it's like when I tell you that one little thing times 1,000 every week, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at figuring out, and then I go to Chat GPT and I ask them, and they sometimes give me an answer, or I put it in YouTube. Like I can figure it out. But it just takes so much time.
Exactly. And that time you spent doing that, you could have been more productive in something else.
100%.
How are the girls? I mean, they love seeing their mama as an entrepreneur?
I think so. I think it's important especially because I have all girls. I feel the best of both worlds, because I do make my own schedule. So I'm able to pick up my kids every day, which is important to me. Yeah. I do newly have a driver, which has changed our life dramatically. I don't know someone so young as me, I can have a 16-year-old, but it happened. And her driving has...
it changes everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, changes everything.
So awesome.
Yeah.
And then I have a 12-year-old, and she's, pre-teening very hard. And it's been a change. And then my little one is still bouncy and all excited. So we're, like I always tell people, I get off of this job to turn into my Uber driving job, or my snack making job, whatever the case is. So they're thriving. They're awesome. I don't have babies anymore, and
I know it's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. and then they'll all be in college like mine.
Yes.
And it's a change, but you'll keep doing this. And what I love though is that you're such a great example to them.
Thank you.
Because they have hopes and dreams, and they know that if mama can do what she did,
right,
I can do it too.
And my biggest job, even besides the whole Pilates and owning a business, I want my kids to learn work ethic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I find that has slackened on this age. And I don't care what my kids do, whether they want to stay home, whether they want to be doctors, lawyers, dancer, whatever the case is, I need for them to have work ethic, because that's what me and my husband have. And I can't imagine building what we have built without that.
Yeah, can I add one more thing
Please.
To this generation?
Yes.
That there's just a huge gap in work ethic and communication.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I see it everywhere. And those folks who have a hard time communicating, they're your next employee.
Agreed.
And it's just, I remember my kids, and I say this all the time, when they were younger, if we'd be at Chick-fil-A or something like that and they wanted ketchup, Daddy, can you go get the ketchup? No, baby, you have to go up to the counter. Will you go with me? Right? all of that is where it starts,
Mhm.
you know, and of course the cell phone.
Yes,
We can
yes.
blame the smartphone.
But I've kind of done the same thing as you. Like if we are at a restaurant, I make them look at the wait staff in the eye and order their own food. And then I started doing things like, okay, we're going to go to a gas station. I'm going to give you my credit card. You're going to purchase whatever, like the Diet Coke for me, whatever I needed. So they learn how to use a credit card machine. And then even if they have a question, I didn't know how to use the credit card machine, well, ask the person instead of me, so that they learn how to ask someone for help, you know.
Yeah.
I do think it's so important. Communication.
Communication, work ethic. But you've just proved to me you are a really good teacher.
Oh.
Because you're teaching. You're
Thank you.
teaching at every opportunity.
Yes.
That's
My kids
so
may not
great.
agree with you, but I think that
Let's talk about what you've taught Bo. It's
taught
hard
Bo,
though,
yeah.
being married to an entrepreneur. And
I think, and I'm going to actually tell you what he's taught me first.
oh, very good.
He has taught me that it's about who you know.
Yeah.
And so if you talk about communication, when you communicate with the people around you and when you make space for the people that you want to be a part of, that's where it starts.
Yeah.
And so he is a banker and he sells money basically.
Yeah.
So he befriends, he communicates with people. So that way, when someone needs something, instead of asking a banker, they're asking a friend.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's a relationship.
It's a relationship,
It's
yeah.
so much of that. All right, so the work ethic, communication, and relationships.
Absolutely.
But it's all intertwined. And so what you're doing, you're serving the community, you're serving individuals. Your environment is helping other business owners come in and do that. I love what you're doing, and I cannot thank you enough for coming on.
Absolutely. It's been a great ride so far.
That's good. Let's keep it going.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, thanks so much for listening to Lead, Grow, Live. I also want to thank Becky Phares for coming in and being such a great guest. I loved what she said about journeying with people from where they are, and I really hope that this has been helpful. So go visit the show notes and look her up, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Look, if you would be good on the show, or you know somebody that would be good on the show, please reach out to me at Jeff@Get Company Growth. Until then, keep leading, keep growing, and keep living.